Today's focus is going to be on internal rotation. A lot of the work that we're gonna do is going to be in this 90-90 position. So when I talk about 90-90, what I'm talking about is 90 degrees at the hips. I've got a straight line here and a straight line here, and they basically create 90 degrees. Then we're gonna create 90 degrees at the knees, 90 degrees at the ankles, and your foot and your back leg should be in relative alignment. If you look from the side, it'll look like this. This leg should be shooting straight out from my torso. Now there's a couple of things that we gotta talk about with 90-90 to make sure that we get the most out of this position and we can set up properly, okay? We wanna make sure that we're nice and upright, okay? That our torso is as vertical as possible and we don't have a big curvature in our spine. So if I really sink into this hip and try to sit upright, what you'll notice is I have a hard crunch over here, kind of curving in, crunching in, rounding into this side, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna try and push this hip to the ground to lengthen that out, and that alone is gonna give you a little stretch. So we wanna try and work this butt cheek toward the ground as much as possible throughout these exercises, okay? And first, all we're going to do is work on a little internal rotation. This workout is gonna be internally rotation focused, but we're gonna do a little bit of everything as far as rotation and hip work goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm slowly just going to create tension through my core, work that butt cheek toward the ground as I rotate back toward that foot. Okay, I'm trying to rotate as far as I can, and we're just going to breathe here, all right? 5 deep breaths. And then work back forward. The idea is by rotating our torso, we're gonna get that hip to internally rotate because we're taking our pelvis and moving it while keeping the hip internally rotate, while keeping that hip bone, that femur, that thigh bone in place. Because typically what we do is we actually move that thigh bone, the hip itself, but on this one, we're keeping that stationary and we're gonna move the pelvis around that. So try to work your butt toward the ground, breathing 5 times deeply, using your nose to breathe, expanding your belly as you go, trying to work taller and taller through the spine, all right? 3 sets, 5 breaths, okay? Rotate back, breathe, 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 rotate forward, rest. Rotate back, breathe, 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 rotate forward, rest. Do that again, and then flip to the other side and do the same thing. Okay, if this is a little too difficult, what I want you to do is take a yoga block or something about the same height. Okay, I've got a board game here, and place it under that front butt cheek. And all that's going to do is put you in a better position and an easier position to get these hips in a 90-90, okay? If anything feels uncomfortable in your hips, your spine, or your rib cage, I want you to elevate, and it might be a good idea to start there anyways.